Hey guys, Arcade Greg here. We're going to take a look at my Playchoice 10 single monitor. I just got it maybe a couple weeks ago. A guy who was renting out a house, it says some tenants wouldn't pay the rent, so he took all their stuff and sold it, and I ended up picking this whole thing up for $50 because he didn't know what it was worth. I had to break into it to get into it. And all the locks, I had to break into the one in the back that locked the backing on, and then I had to break into the other two. But it was well worth it because I found 10 full games and a pretty good inside, other than a bad AC to DC power converter and a bad chassis. But everything else works fine. So when I first opened it up, I found those two things. I ordered the power converter. I got that in first, and I powered it up. I hooked up the video signal to my Pac-Man machine, and everything worked beautifully. Color, audio, it all worked. No problem. So then I ordered the chassis. While I was waiting on the chassis, I made a bunch of modifications to the game, and I'll kind of go through those right now. You can see how I kind of just mounted the video inverter board against the wood. It didn't come with the original monitor, so the original monitor had a place for that, but I just made a place for that with some plastic hooks screwed in there and just hooked it right up. There's one mod that was necessary, was the AC to DC power converter. I just took the power coming in from the game. The game's powered up, by the way, so I don't want to really touch anything and get shocked. I monkeyed the female connection to go right to the converter. I hooked up the game DC power just with some harnesses. I hooked up two fans, one a 12 volt DC, small one, like a 1.5 inch or 2 inch, I can't remember. It comes out of a computer. They're on all computers, and it's cooling off the main game board cabinet, metal mesh housing. It's mounted in the back where it gets the hottest. Then I have another AC line coming off, which goes to a 120 volt AC fan from a Radio Shack. It's a 4 inch. I like them better than the 12 volt, 4 inch 12 volt DC ones because they're quieter. You can see another quick mod. I made a quick connections for all my grounds, and they're all going in the same spot, so they all Y off on quick connects and end up in the same spot. Another couple of mods is the dedicated power surge protector for the game. There's switches for everything. This line right here breaks the main power. That's a switch for the main power. This breaks the marquee light, creates a switch for the marquee light. This breaks the audio, switch for the audio. Broke a switch right here for the video, and the last switch is for the two DC lights that power the 25-cent slots. And all the switches are mounted underneath the controls in the front of the game for easy access. And basically they're for two things, one for troubleshooting, and two mostly for the purpose of leaving the game running and turning off the monitor and all the lights while you're doing something else, cooking, running errands, whatever. If I'm in a good game, I like to pause it, leave the game running, and turn everything else off. We'll go out and check out the switches in the game up in the front, but I just wanted to show y'all some of the quick modifications I did when I was waiting on the chassis to get here. I cleaned up the game thoroughly. I have this blower motor that's taken out of a furnace. You see how I've taped plastic here. We have kids in the neighborhood who hang out in the garage, and I don't want them to lose a finger in there. But that goes on high speed. That comes out of a furnace and goes on high speed, and I blow these cabs out like you wouldn't believe. And while it's blowing, I also take a brush and brush it all clean. But we'll go around to the front and take a look at the switches and the game and my games. Oh, sorry, I had to unplug it. There's Pac-Man. By the way, I need you can see the burn-in on Pac-Man. Poor burn-in. I need a Pac-Man bezel. I have a Miss Pac-Man bezel on a Pac-Man machine. I'll do a trade. Anybody, please. So here's the front of the Playchoice. Right now I have the marquee light off and the DC lights off. The DC light power light that powers this one burnt out yesterday. I ordered some more, but we can turn them on to show you how the switches work. The switches are hidden underneath the controls. There's 5 of them, and this last one, it goes in order. Closest right here powers the game, next monitor, next audio, next marquee, next DC. So we'll turn on the DC light. Let's switch it back off. We'll turn on the marquee light. Turn that back off because I don't play with, when I'm at home playing by myself, I don't play with those lights on. There's no reason for it. Waste the light. Controls for the single, everyone knows. Pretty close together. When me and my neighbors play, we're sitting shoulder to shoulder to play. Right now we got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 going. If we push the reset, we'll show you all the games. And I just ordered Double Dragon because we need some more 2-player games. It's no fun playing and watching somebody else play. I just got this in, the Tecmo Bowl. It's not a new game, it came with the cab, but me and my neighbors like to have Rumble in the jungle with the Tecmo Bowl, so I got that sign. And all the games work perfectly. It's sweet. I'm super stoked. And there is one problem that I'll show you. Let me see. Reset. If anyone's got any ideas, it'll be most prevalent on Super Mario Brothers 3. Enter. Start. That 1-inch gap on the screen, it's on all the games, it's pushed to the right. How do I fix that? I've messed with all the controls. One control shrinks it, one control makes it go bigger, one control makes it fuzzy this way, the other one makes it fuzzy that way. None of them move it left and right or up or down. How do you do that? I tried messing with the width thing. I couldn't twist the little white knob on top. I tried sticking a tool in there and nothing turned inside. I don't know. Help me out. Thanks for watching.